What's up, everybody? Kyle Barboza here, bass player, music educator, and check out my new digs. New studio, new hometown. Had a big move these last couple weeks, but really glad to be settling in, and let me know what you think about this. It's coming together, I think. I like this a lot. This is a good space. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. But I want to talk about this all day. Let's get into this. I wanted to make a short video for you today just on a little move, a little trick that I think can really kind of like take your, either in your bass lines or mostly your fills, kind of to the next level. It's a little embellishment that I've heard, especially in players like Victor Wooten. That's kind of where I pulled this from, was Victor's playing. And it's something he uses often, and a lot of players over the years have used this often. And it's what's called a turn. Okay, so it's basically when you play a note and then turn on it by going up to the next note and back. Okay, so check out this. If I played this G here with my pinky and I kind of went up a fret and back to it, okay? Now when I do that really quickly, it kind of makes an embellishment on the note. Check it out. Right? It's different than a vibrato. I'm not bending. That's a way different sound. Right? That's got a gradual sound to it. This has a snap to that note above it. And when I combine it with moving down to the next note, I can do it really, really quick or controlled in whatever way I want. It just kind of dresses up that note. And I want to talk about two aspects of this. One aspect is the mechanics of it, and the other aspect is kind of the rhythm of it. So let's first talk about the mechanics of it so that you can start experimenting with it and getting it into your playing. Because I think this is something that most people can add to their playing pretty easily. And it goes a lot. You get a lot of mileage out of this. So, okay, check it out. So you want to make sure, first of all, if you're playing with good technique, that probably means, or it does mean, that you're getting your pinky all the way, or whatever finger, your fretting finger, all the way to the end of the fret, right? All the way up to the next fret when you fret a note. That's just good technique. All right? So when I do that, it makes it so that my distance to the next pitch is only quarter of an inch. It's only a fraction of an inch, right? Excuse me. It's a part of an inch. It's smaller than an inch. Yeah, it's a small distance to the next fret. Okay, so when I make my distance that small, that means I can snap to that next pitch really quickly and smoothly, and then back to my pitch. So that's the first thing. You got to make sure that your fingers are up against the frets in order to make this work efficiently and to sound good anyway. So that's the mechanics of it. I'm going to snap up and back. I'm not doing anything special with my wrist. I'm not really even thinking about it. I'm not like turning my wrist over or anything like that. I'm just kind of, the same way I would slide up and down the neck, the same motion. That's the motion I'm using. It's nothing special. It's whatever's comfortable, whatever gets you the sound you're looking for, okay? Nothing special with the wrist. The rhythm of this is important because there's two ways that you can play this. One is, and I'm going to nerd out about the rhythm here. You don't need to like think about this when you're playing it. I want you to learn this by sound and feel. But rhythmically, there's two things that can happen. One is that I can hold the note as long as possible and then snap back. Or I can make it smooth. Right? And it really depends on how long I'm holding the note that I'm switching from. But what's happening technically is either I'm going to make a nice smooth triplet, ta-ka-ta-ta, ta-ka-ta-ta, or I'm going to hold it and make it a 1 and a 2, ta-ta-ka-ta, 1 and a 2, da-ya, right? That's the two rhythms I can do with this. Most of the time, I like to hold the note out as long as possible, so I kind of get that ta-ta-ka-ta. Right? Ta-ti-ga-da-ta-ta-ta-ta. Instead of ta-ti-ga-da-ta-ta-ta-ta. I like to make it a little more snappy, and that gets it more of an embellished sound. So rhythmically, think of those two things. Either you're going to hold it all the way up to the next note and then snap it back, or make it a little even sounding. That's even. That's snapped. Here's snapped. You hear that subtle difference there? Those are the two things you can do with this. Now, you might be asking, like, well, why do you do it with the same finger snapped back like that? Why don't you just use your pinky or the next finger over like this? And the answer to that is because the sound is just subtly different. Okay, it is very, very subtly different. I feel like that sound is a little more controlled, but it sounds almost more like part of the fill, whereas this, that sounds a little more subtle, and if you can learn how to control it, it just sounds more like an embellishment, more a subtle embellishment. So that's why I take these, like using the finger to snap it as a hammer-on, and the slide, the snap, as two different techniques, even though they're very, very similar. Now you can do this on any finger as well. Right? Or see, I kind of did it in a couple different. I do it so much now that I don't really notice it. But once you get really familiar with it, you'll find yourself doing it. Now, the most frequent example of when I use this is when I'm playing a fill and I have a bunch of eighth notes, and then I break it up with a longer note. So, for example, right? You hear that note was a little longer, right? Well, that's where I'd use something like that. There we go. Okay, so I might do that. I dress up that longer note. Let me check it out with like two different ones. Right? It's just such a nice little subtle dress for those longer notes. In your practice, right, just work out the mechanics of it first. See if you can get the turn, do it slow. One thing that I can say is keep your thumb in the same spot. Don't move your whole... It's fast enough to where you don't have to move your thumb up with your hand. Just keep your thumb there and move. You know, let's see if I can show you here. Check it out. See how I'm just kind of rotating my thumb instead of actually sliding it like this? Right? So that's one thing to consider. I would keep my thumb in the same space. But again, like, if it's comfortable for you to slide the thumb just a little bit, fine. Try it that way. You know what I mean? Like, whatever's comfortable. There's no real right or wrong way. I'm just suggesting that, you know, keeping your thumb still might be the better way. But yeah, work on the mechanics of it first, isolate it, and then see if you can do it in a slow fill. Again, like the rhythm, try it with two notes first. Ta-ti-ga-da, ta-ti-ga-da. Make sure you're landing the next note on time. That's really the biggest thing. Like that, okay? So really, it's you got to land the next note properly, and then this is going to sound great. So it takes a little practice, takes a lot of repetition, but after a while, it kind of gets like, you know, when you're playing... Right, I'm kind of just fudging around there, but like you can see how it just kind of becomes second nature when you play phrases with those like kind of punchy longer notes. You kind of throw that in there, and it's a really nice little technique among many other little articulatory techniques. I'm pretty sure I just made that word up, but we're just gonna gloss past that right now. So yeah, try this one out. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you already do little tricks like this. And let me know if there are other tricks you want me to kind of go over and break down for you. I just did one in there that was like, I should make a video on that too. So we'll get there. Anyway, I don't want to reveal it yet. But all right, everybody. Sorry, that took a little longer. I'm looking at my camera. I'm looking at 12 minutes of filming here. I'm sure there's some cuts, but just wanted to make a pretty short one on this new technique. As you can see, I'm pretty excited about the new digs and everything. So I'm really looking forward to this next chapter of KTB. Got a lot of exciting things down the road. This is not the only one. So, all right, man. Let's get back to practicing. I'll see you guys next time.